Hi there, Paul here from Volaticus Films, an aerial production company with an interest in flight simulation and aviation. Today a special, I'm going to be running a series of challenging approaches, flying those in the Cirrus Jets, the SF-50. Absolutely love this aircraft. Today we're actually going to be shooting an approach, and I've not flown this before, but I was looking at the 50 most difficult, or well actually the 50 shortest runways to see how far we can push this aircraft. And I found one very unique airport, which I'm not completely unfamiliar with. It's Couchervel in France. The airport, the runway is actually set on a mountain. And by that I don't mean you go up a mountain and there's a flat runway. I mean you actually land up a mountain, which you really have to see to believe. So that's Couchervel. I'm going to be departing from Le Vesoul, LFLG, to Couchervel. As I have not actually flown into this airport from another airport, so I don't really know what to expect when I get there, except for I know it's mountainous, so I've set a provisional altitude of 12,000 feet. So let's go ahead and set up ready for departure. So the first thing, I just need to make sure we get enough fuel to get us there. And I'm gonna set this up. Let's give us an hour of fuel, and we can bring the payload up. So I'm not cheating here. I'm going to go maximum all up weight. Now, the thing about this airport, the first time I heard about it, a friend of mine wanted to go in there in his Mooney M231. And I couldn't believe what I was seeing when I actually looked at the runway. So you actually have to, well, first of all, it's one of a few airports in the world where you have to land in a climb because of the slope of the runway. You can only land really in one direction and take off in another. And if you screw it up, you're screwed. There's no other expression for it, I'm afraid, because you just wouldn't be able to climb out. Even in this jet, in order to slow it up, you've got so much drag, you're not going to be able to release that drag and do a go around. Almost no aircraft is capable of that. So it's certainly exciting. No other word for it, really. And you really need to approach it from a particular point and make sure the approach is absolutely perfect, so you're constantly scrutinizing the approach. I haven't actually flown it in real life. This is the first time in the simulator, so I'm quite looking forward to it. Right, let's have a look. So the light's on and going up to 12,000, so I'll just use, I'm not going to use some oxygen for that, additional oxygen days. So just check around and we're okay to start. Make sure the brakes are holding. Generators on. So I've set up a basic route. Let's bring that up. It's quite a. This airport is it's not too far away. How do this? Oh, I can't work this out. It's about 35 miles en route, and so I've chosen somewhere that's fairly near. Actually, this was meant to be an 800-meter runway, but let's just have a look. Yeah, that's about right. Just look quite wide, but sometimes that can be quite deceptive. Visibility is reasonable today. I mean, I wouldn't want to really be flying over to Couchervel in bad weather. Okay, let's go. I don't have any weather report for the airport here. Okay, see the wind's fairly light and it's a crosswind if anything. I think what I'll do is, this is more or less the direction that we want to be going out, is I'll enter the runway and do a backtrack and take off to the east. I certainly feel the weight in this aircraft. So that's going to make it interesting, the approach, because with full flap you almost need full power just to maintain a descent. So we're definitely going to need to keep an eye on that. Probably come in at a slightly higher speed so we can convert some of that speed into cushioning the landing, as otherwise you could probably wreck the undercarriage. Okay, here we go. That's right, gear up. Autopilot hold. Beautiful area. Just bring power back a bit. Click vertical speed translates our climbing to a feet per minute, and we can now etch the nose down slightly to build the airspeed up. I think the key challenge, however, on this flight is to try and reach 12,000 feet and keep clear of the mountains. So I can see we're not going to clear that the mountain straight ahead of us, so I'm going to just let's get rid of that, just do a turn to the left and switch to heading mode. As I say, there's probably a specific route that you fly to avoid the mountains. For me, I've just had a direct route. Let's try that now. Now the elevation of Couchervel is 6,700 feet, so I'm going to aim to be around 8,000 when I get nearby. I think actually was click altitude and just come down a bit. Actually 11,000 would seem sufficient. So Couchervel is runway 0422, runway length 537 metres, but as I say, that's uphill. So I'm hoping that if I get it right, that actually that'll be more than sufficient. That would be pushing it if that was a flat runway. But bear in mind, we're not exactly sea level. We're nearly 7,000 foot up by the time we reach the airport there. Now I think it's the other side of this mountain range, just judging by the distance. Now, as I don't want to fly directly over it, what I'm going to do is just hit a heading and just fly an offset at this point. Switch into heading mode. So actually, if we fly 040, that would essentially put us on a bit of a downwind. Let's see if we can come down a bit as well. Is that it? I think that must be it. Yep. So there's a bit of an area out here. I'm gonna just spin us around a little bit. It's kind of an open area. Give us a chance to descend. That's an unusual looking lake down there. Yeah, I'm guessing that's it. What I'm going to do is switch off autopilot. And we'll slow right up. Get the descent going a bit. Just level off there a minute. And keep the turn going though, because there's a mountain that we're a little close to, just coming up to. Just bring the speed right down. It's a nice thing about this Cirrus Jet that you know, can suddenly transform it from a sort of jet to a piston, if you know what I'm saying. Just keep close to this mountain ridge. Is that it there? That doesn't seem right. Oh, I think I see it just in the 1 o'clock. Stick the gear down and a stage of flaps as well. Keep an eye on that mountain. Yeah, there we are. That's it. So I want to try and give myself as much of a final approach as possible, although I do rather feel I'm going to be getting fairly close to this mountain. Just going to give myself a bit more height. There it is. So you see the go around is not really viable. Okay, let's do a very slow turn at this point. Right, we'll put full flap in, but we'll start bringing power in, because with full flap this really drags. And we're a little high, but obviously it's very deceptive because of the perspective. Put gear down. Do not want to be low and slow on this approach. Absolutely not. It's a nice wide runway, I've got to say. So it's almost like a go around for the landing. Yeah. I'll live to fly another day. Oh, the other thing you've got to bear in mind is uphill. So you didn't want to keep the power on. Ooh, something dodgy to do with the 3D models here, I think. Holding? Yeah, I think we're holding. There we are. Bit of fun though. That was quite enjoyable. Let's have a little peek at the playback. So that's definitely the that's a good landmark, that mountain. Obviously you have to get fairly close to it to give yourself a bit of an approach. Actually looks horrendous from here. Very, very difficult to spot. I did have a quick look to see if there was any kind of guidance and just didn't find anything, but I'm sure there is. Let's tell you what, we'll set the camera there and just wind it back a bit. You see it's already in a nose high attitude. Right, final one. I'm just going to see if I can have a look at the touchdown. Yeah, that's quite a heavy landing. It's definitely uphill. I think it's about 18% or 18 degrees. It's like a carrier landing. Okay, enough fun. Okay, well, we made it at least, so engine off. So yeah, that was just a little bit of fun. I think I'm going to continue a series. I mean, this is a short runway, but you know, with the slope, it probably equates to a much longer runway. So although it is quite challenging, there may be some other runways that are flat and very short that I'll try and get this plane into. So if anyone has any suggestions, do put them in the comments below. If you like it, thumbs up and subscribe if you would, that'd be great, and look forward to bringing more content. So thanks for your company today and take care. Bye bye, see you soon.